On the same street corner every day, a frail man sat, begging for coins. His clothes were tattered, his eyes empty, his soul waiting for mercy. But one day, a young man stopped. He was different, confident, dressed in a fine suit, full of purpose. He reached into his pocket and gave the beggar $100. The next day, he returned again, and again, and again. For 2 weeks, every day without fail. The young man gave the beggar $100. By the end of those 14 days, the beggar had received $1,400. Yet nothing had changed. He was still poor, still hungry, still begging. When the entrepreneur saw this, he was furious. He turned his back and ignored the beggar day after day. One evening, the beggar ran to him in tears. "Sir, please, I haven't eaten in days. Why do you ignore me now?" The young man sighed deeply. "I gave you money, but you wasted it. Money without wisdom is sand slipping through your fingers. From now on, I'll give you only $2, but I will teach you how to grow it." The beggar shook his head in confusion. "But $2 can't feed me." The entrepreneur smiled. "It can, if you stop thinking like a beggar. Save $1, spend the other wisely. Tomorrow, I'll show you how to turn it into 4, and then 10, and then 100. This is how wealth is built, not by what you receive, but by what you keep and grow." Weeks passed. The beggar saved $1, invested the other, and slowly began to grow. Soon, he was no longer begging. He was selling in the market, earning with dignity. When the young entrepreneur passed by, he saw the beggar transformed, cleaner, stronger, smiling. The man bowed deeply, not in shame but in gratitude. "Thank you for giving me less, but teaching me more." And so the lesson is clear. Wealth isn't about how much you receive, but how much you keep and multiply. Money without wisdom will vanish.